Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is The Black Link, and after a short hiatus, we are finally back with the first official TWAB, this week's issue of the Bungie weekly blog, This Week at Bungie, the first of the year for January 13th, 2022. And man, we've got some interesting stuff to cover today. I wish you all a very happy new year. I hope your holidays went by well, and I hope you're ready for some Destiny content because we're a mere month away from the release of Destiny 2's next expansion, The Witch Queen. And speaking of, we actually got a brand new trailer showing off a whole lot of Mama Savathun's Throne Realm. That's right, in a trailer that dropped earlier this week, we got to see a lot of the Throne World we'll be exploring as a part of the Witch Queen's campaign. If you happen to miss out on that, I'll have a link to it down in the description box below. There are all kinds of really neat things revealed in there. But in this week's issue of the TWAB, we're actually going to be focusing on some quality of life updates that we'll be getting in reference to artifact mods when Witch Queen goes live. And indeed, here's what Bungie had to say about the issue. Artifact mods have been a huge talking point in our community, and with the next season, we're making a few changes that will bring back some popular anti-champion mods while also making some tweaks to the way Masterwork armor works. Here's a rundown from the team on what players can look forward to in Season 16. One of the consistent pieces of feedback that they've been wanting to act on for a while involves the unlocking of artifact mods. Really happy to hear about this. Starting in Season 16, players will no longer be limited to the number of artifact mods they can unlock. This means that players could feasibly unlock all 25 artifact mods by the end of the season. While we have made some small adjustments to the amount of XP required to unlock artifact mods 1 through 12, in general, the pace of unlocking these first 12 artifact mods should be close to what we've seen in Season 15's artifact. For each unlock after the 12th, increased EXP will be required for the next artifact mod unlock, so the choice of which order to unlock mods in will still require some decision making. And if you change your mind, you can still reset your artifact and make your picks again. When it comes to the artifact mods themselves, we are bringing back a few perennial favorite anti-champion mods, including anti-barrier scout rifles and bows, and have done some work to make disrupting an overload champion, which can be done this season with auto rifles and SMGs, more reliable than in previous seasons. Thank you, because overload captains are the absolute worst thing in the game. Anyways, they continue on by saying, we'll also be highlighting the new glaive weapon archetype coming in the Witch Queen through a variety of artifact mods, including an option to make your glaive the solution to unstoppable champions, and have a few new artifact mods that will enhance some of the new weapon perks. Now, just stopping right there, some of this is absolutely fantastic news. I'm happy to hear about the anti-champion stuff. I'm glad that's kind of a system that's going to be moving forward, but the artifact news is incredible. I've argued for a long time that the weird sort of artificial limits on the artifact mods themselves don't really make sense. It just never gelled with me that you could only unlock 12 of these things, and then if you ever wanted to use any of the different mods, you had to basically reset your artifact for an increasing glimmer and resource cost, and then repick those things all over again. That never made sense to me. You should have always been able to unlock all of the available mods, because it's not like you can use them all in tandem anyway. So I'm really happy to see that Bungie's making a huge quality of life change here in that you will be able to eventually unlock everything on the artifact. And I'm even okay with the system that they're taking here, where basically you unlock the initial 12 mods in a roughly similar manner to what we've been experiencing now. But as you keep playing and you keep leveling up past, say, season rank 100, you have additional reasons to do that as you'll be unlocking some of the rest of the mods that you didn't unlock on your way through 1 to 12. Overall, it's just a great change. Really happy to see it here. Anyways, let's move on. To take a little bit of pressure off your vault space, we are also making some adjustments to the way Masterwork armors work. Starting with the launch of the Witch Queen, you can change the energy type of a fully Masterwork piece of armor for a much reduced cost. Like the sound of that. A fully Masterwork piece of legendary armor can be changed to another energy type for the cost of 10,000 glimmer and 1 upgrade module, while a fully Masterwork piece of exotic armor can be changed to another energy type for the cost of 20,000 glimmer and 1 upgrade module. The cost for changing a piece of armor's energy type before it is fully masterworked will remain unchanged. I'm fine with that change right there. Right now, I do think it's a little bit cost prohibitive to actually change your armor. It costs kind of a lot of resources to do that. But generally, you're only going to be swapping the elements around on armor that you want to keep. And generally, you should be trying to masterwork the armor that you keep. So I'm perfectly fine with this change. Now, while the previous couple of changes we've talked about here have all been good ones, here's one that I'm gonna kinda question a bit. I'm looking forward to reading some people's reactions to it. Here's what Bungie had to say. Closing out, we are also making a change to the way Guardians create orbs of power with weapons. Elements of the new weapon crafting system will encourage you to use many different weapons and ask you to burn hard-earned masterwork materials on a weapon that you may only be using for a few hours, just to generate orbs. That seemed like a tall order. This, combined with our desire to act on consistent feedback that players want to be able to generate orbs of power with exotic weapons that do not yet have catalysts, led us to the implementation we'll be using in the Witch Queen and beyond. Orb generation on weapon multi-kills will no longer be a function of a weapon's masterwork status, but will instead be provided by a suite of armor mods, which are unlocked automatically for all players and which plug into the helmet armor mod socket. Each such mod will apply the orb generation effect to all weapons you have equipped of a particular damage type, so a single mod will cover multiple weapons in your arsenal if they share a damage type. This also applies to a weapon that changes damage types like hardlight or kinetic weapons with osmosis. We will continue to create exciting exotic catalysts over the next few seasons, but in the meantime, you will be able to generate orbs with Cloud Strike, Thorn, Thunderlord, Teraba, and any other weapon in the game. This, to me, is kind of an odd choice. They're looking at a system that's working right now. You know, one of the side effects of Masterworking basic legendary weaponry is that you can create consistent orbs of power by getting multi-kills. I like that system. That system has worked for a long time, and it's been a worthwhile part of a lot of builds. They're taking something that's not broken, breaking it for the benefit of addressing a complaint about certain exotics not being able to generate orbs, and then adding another armor mod to kind of take its place. This change, to be honest, kind of doesn't make much sense to me. I don't know why they would take weapons that are already functioning in a proper way. You know, legendary masterwork weapons, creating those orbs of power with multi-kills, and then make it reliant upon taking up another one of your armor slots. It's just not a good change to me, especially if it's just for the benefit of allowing weapons, exotic weapons that don't already have masterworks or masterwork catalysts to create orbs on multi-kills. This seems like a bad change to me. You shouldn't be taking this away from inherent legendary weapons and taking up another armor slot with this is going to be on the helmets. That's going to change significantly some of the big builds out there. And I just think adding an additional mod to kind of make up for something that's already in the game and functioning as an intrinsic part of weapons, not a good look in my opinion. This is one of the things that I hope they listen to some feedback on, and I hope they change. I do want to see weapons like Thorn and Thunderlord and all of that create orbs of power on multi-kills. But, you know, my argument there is make it intrinsic on exotics or just give those exotics a catalyst, you know? I don't know. This doesn't seem like the best change in my opinion. But let's move on. We've got some 30th anniversary stuff to cover as well, because of course, people are wondering, is the 30th anniversary content, you know, Dares of Eternity, Grasp of Avarice, is that stuff going to be vaulted when Witch Queen comes out? Well, fret not, young horse whisperer, because 30th anniversary content, both free and paid, will not be placed in the Destiny content vault with the launch of the Witch Queen. They'll have another update about this later this year, but you can expect to enjoy the Xur-led adventures through 2022. Happy to hear about that. And then finally, we finish things up by talking about some new Prime gaming loot. If you're an Amazon and Twitch Prime member, every month we generally get a new slew of Eververse exotics available for you in the Tower from Amanda Holiday. Here's this month's offerings. We've got the Pyrrhic Victory exotic emote, the Hissing Silence exotic ghost shell, another Inspired Idea, an exotic sparrow, and the legendary ship Astera Blade. So if you're a member of Prime Gaming, head to the Tower and collect your brand new loot. And if you haven't joined the Prime Gaming Club, you can go and link your Amazon account to Twitch via the link that's in the TWAB. I'll have a link to it down in the description box below. But alright, Guardians, that's pretty much it for the biggest bits of news contained in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie. Really interesting stuff there. Very happy to hear, again, about the artifact mod changes. But I do hope that Bungie has a plan B when it comes to orb generation with Masterworks. I don't think that's a good change at all. But anyways, that's the news and those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. That's it for this one. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.